Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Kyrica from CZT Theresa Fessler. All right, I hope I pronounced the name of the tangle correctly. I looked for a pronunciation and I did not find one. So that's my best guess. And I searched, it came up Lyrica. I'm like, no, not lyric, no. So I'm thinking I'm close. All right. So being that this is the third Tuesday of the month, that means it is Tough Tangle Tuesday day. And this is the tangle that we took a look at and played with today. Just so you know, Tough Tangle Tuesday is one of the free classes that I offer. This one is just once a month. I think I'd have a lot of revolting on my hands if we did it more than once. But you're always trying to make it a doozy. And the Tough Tangle Tuesday is where we take a look at, the name says it, but what fits in the category, because I put like little quotes by it, by the name tough. Because it could be a number of things. Could have a lot of steps. Could be like eyeball confusing, but not necessarily hard. Could be that it just takes a lot of focus. Maybe a little more than normal focus, or a lot more than normal focus. Or just that it is hard, period. So in that gamut is where I pick things from. So come and join us sometime if you're up for the challenge. All right. This one is neat. Okay, and there are two ways you could start this off. I'll tell you what the other one is after I do the first the way I am liking to do it. Find the center-ish of, sort of center of whatever you're working on. And then one way to do this is to do some C shapes. And just turn your tile. Like that. You know, it's kind of north, south, east, west. You could, if you wanted to, just do a big S shape and then cross it. That's a little too daring for me, so I didn't do that. All right. Then, in between these, we're going to do some S shapes. And also, just when I say S shape or C shape, it's the shape. It's not, it could be a reverse. Sometimes I might say that, sometimes, a lot of times I don't. It's in that genre of shape. This one, though, yeah, that's a C, regular C, and the S would be regular too. One thing I want to note, if by chance you did this C shapes going the other direction, don't worry. Just do everything. You just end up doing everything reversed, and it's all fine. The S shape will start off, these are all kind of, what do I say? It's curving to the left. So my S is going to start off the same way and kind of working in between like that. These are longer for sure. And of course you can play with, how much longer they are. It's a completely up to you type of thing. All right. Next step. Now what I'm going to do this next step because there's a couple ways you could do it as well. Actually, it's the next 1, 2, 3 steps. You can do these 3 in one stroke, but I'm going to do them separately first. And we found that it was easier to do it this way, especially first, but I do want to show you the other. So I'm going to do 3 of the 4 spokes this way. Now, if you by chance did these the opposite way, that's what everything has to be reversed. So as I was thinking about it, because I of course did one in reverse, because I'm like, why is that not lining up? Oh, that's why, because I did them the opposite direction. So we're gonna essentially aura one side of this, and the way I was thinking about it, like, okay, if you didn't have the step outs to look at, how would you remind yourself, is what I was telling myself. I was like, well, the curve is going to the right, so I'm going to aura to the left. And what we're going to do, and if you just want to watch, if you're tangling along, is we're essentially auraing, and then, whoops, I missed the thing, but that's okay. We're going to come around and make a big loop and end on the line. Now, if this happens, of course it's okay. Just carefully extend the line, and it's fine. This we're coming around this, you want to make sure that you leave, that it's big enough, because we're going to be bringing another aura line in through here. So you just want to make sure that that's big. Okay. Oh, and you know what I'm going to do, I said I was going to do this. We're going to repeat. So up, around, over, and again, don't worry about if you hit that line or not. If you do, great. I'd rather overshoot than undershoot. And I got that one right on. Okay, but I left that small. Okay, well, trade-offs. All right, next, and I'll just start here where I was at. We're going to take this line, and similar to this stroke where it came up and over, we're going to do it here, but we're going to hollow bow this section and come around the other side of this spoke. So we're working counterclockwise, or, to the left of what we just did. So you just have to kind of air draw, over this, figure out, okay, here's about where that would be. And then, like I said, bring it up and around, and it's fine. This side, we're going to be auraing on the outside of this. So this one can be smaller. Okay. Oops, and I'm going to work backwards. Like that. This tangle is so interesting. Oops, sorry, I'm flying off the thing. In that there are a number of places where if you just stopped, well, imagine that there's one there, but you could stop there and it looks neat. And even just with the spokes, that looks neat. All right. Then we're going to come back from here, and we're going to aura this whole line. So coming from here to here, and we're gonna end here, and we're starting here. So we're gonna come out from there, and then putting it together like that. Okay, 2 more. And this is one for sure. Focus on the step. Try not to think too much, and don't worry about what it looks like until it's, until the end. Like that. And again, those, very flowery, interesting looking, even so if you stopped right there. Ooh, you could just leave it like that and look at it's like it's tied like an interesting bow. Okay. Now, here's how you would do it all in one step if you wanted to. And the advantage I see of doing it is not having or avoiding the stop and go, stop and start with the hollow bow. And you can usually do pretty good, just kind of retracing it so that way it feels like it's a continuous line or a continuous thought, and it works pretty well. But if you can do this, that's the one advantage that I see of doing it this way. Okay. So here we go. Come up and over, and then we're hollow bowing this, and then we're coming up and over on this one, then we're turning back around, coming through, and landing there. Either way, I just wanted to be able to show you. And if you in the For More Inspiration link, that is Theresa's website or blog where I found it. If you scroll down, she has a video, and that's how she does each one. And it explains her step out. She shows this as when she does do a little step out. I took it and made them bigger number so you could see them easier. One thing she did is she did put some little dotted lines to demonstrate the hollow bow concept. Okay, so you'll want to take a look at that. Now, next step is you'll notice we have pairs of, everything is paired here except this. So we're going to give that one a friend and just aura that. All right. Then, and this is one of those things where it's like, jury's out on which steps are trickier. This one, we have a little bit of traveling to do, and and really kind of double-ish hollow bowing. So here's where we're going. We're going to end here. So if whatever petal you want to look at, so here, and if you want to, and I'm just going to do this so that way it helps, I'm just going to put a little dot because that's my landing spot. My starting spot is here, so that new line that we just drew, we have this double line that now is going nowhere. It needs to be, hollow bowed. So I found also that doing the outside one first helped. So this you just have to imagine, okay, we're going this direction, so it's going to land here. I'm coming up and over, and whatever shape you end up doing is fine. Because sometimes we can only go with what's there. So it's going to be different every time. All right, then we'll do the inside. Let's make that a little neater. And what I was liking to do is just kind of keep it tapering and have it come into a point like that. It doesn't have to. I'll show you on one of the samples, or I might end up doing it here, where it didn't quite, and it's okay. Because you can imagine, I picture this like as a ribbon. And, and somehow it's twisting, underneath here. So, it all works. Okay, so here's our next target. And I think these are cool because they look like either an ampersand or, I call it an and sign, and then I learned it's called an ampersand, or kind of a treble clef. And that excited me when I saw this. I'm like, oh, look at that. It looks like a clef. All right, so we're aiming here. And, also the reason for kind of tracing over, if I didn't say it already, is that way you can kind of imagine, okay, here's this. This is where it might be going. And so you can just imagine where it might be landing. That one looked nice. Like I said, we were to put our fingers over it. It's like, okay, right here. This is the end point. Okay, got it. Because sometimes it just helps. All right, then the next one. Yeah, and see, like that one, I didn't, oops, sorry, I bumped. I don't have it coming to a fine point like this, and you can see, it still looks fine. Okay. Then it's just like, all right, talk about eyeball confusing. It's like, where? Okay, there it is. And then two, one of the things that came up in our fun today with this is, if things kind of go awry and something's like, okay, this isn't ending right, just make it up. It's okay. And if you have like loose ends, just have them come to a point or something so it looks like it's finished. It's all good. Like that. And it's just interesting. Now, for some shading, as I do the shading, and the shading for what I'm going to do is going to really just be the over and unders, which is impressive looking enough. But as I put the graphite in, let me just say that, depending on how thick this, I could do some tangling inside some of these, but, depending on what you end up doing with it and how big, you could put some tangles on the inside of these, or just some textures or something. You can have fun, putting stuff behind it. We had a ton of fun with this one. And actually all of these are going to have some graphite coming out. And I'm not necessarily following my rule here either, of just because I'm being lazy. And that rule, if you didn't know, is I do like to, not like this, not reach over and put graphite, but these little sections are so small, it's going to be fine. And the reason that I do that is because, that's how mistakes happen. The thing that we don't do any of, but it's like, well, if I can avoid doing something that I don't want, that's a good idea. Okay, I probably missed some, but we can use what's left on the Tortillion. Okay. And I'm just going to bring that out to the center. Oops. There's one place. And you can just have fun. Oh, that's, yeah. Yeah, I am putting it like right here because it curves over, and we want to see that. And just bring that down and into that section. And you can see already, I should have just put graphite on the one side, because look at how it's just bringing it to life. I think this one, having the shading really helps, because otherwise, I mean, it needs that dimension. It really does. And I kind of saw this as like a pile of ribbon or something, or just an interesting decorative ribbon or something like that, or a bow. Which is why I like, besides I'm like, ooh, that's really neat. I want to see how we do this. But that's how it, in my mind, that's how it fits into what my Festivus Tanglus December fun. Yeah, and there we go. Now, other things that you could do besides, well, actually, let me just show you. You can aura the whole outside. That is a nice touch as well. I might, just because it seems so bare. Well, I have been liking to just, put a little graphite here and there just to give it something, and then let's blur it out. Blur it out, that's my other new term. Or fuzz it out, I think I said once. Make it look misty. It's kind of like putting an aura around it. And an aura, you follow more of the contours, maybe. Yeah, neat. And could even, just neat. All right, so, well, this is one of them. Let me pull this, camera back. So this was, like I said, fun. I mean, it's a lot larger, and it is helpful. Look at the size difference, right? To do this on a little bit larger scale. But again, it depends on what your aim is. This, I didn't do any tangling inside. We had some really amazing people that did. Although I do say I need to redefine this line here, because I got stuff over it. So just adding with General's red and green chalk pencils, chalk pencils, and then with a gold jelly roll and red and green Stardust jelly rolls, just for accent. This was just fun. It needed something, and so that's what I decided to do. Actually, we could call it ginormous. The tangle is Stir It Up or Amaze. It's one tangle that goes by two names, and it could be just giant, that, because it does kind of look like it. But on the earlier session, I did this, and the tangle on the outside is called Beadline, and it's a fun, it's just a fun accent tangle. Dresses up just about anything. I need to put some over. Started to put some over, because you can with the metallic. Oh no, that's right. That was a Stardust, so I don't know if I can. Anyway, I can go back and fix that. All of them right now are under, but I could put some over, and that just adds to it. But anyway, just super neat. It's a lovely tangle. It that I mean, besides it stretches you. I don't think anyone said, "Oh yeah, that was a breeze." I do that in my sleep. So, but what's neat about it is, it really helps continuation of working towards not worrying about stuff and just accepting whatever happens, and finding a way to go with it when it does. And just a really neat fun tangle. So I hope you enjoyed this. Do look for the replays to come out in the next couple days. So if you are a subscriber, you will probably maybe get an email or just see it in the notification somewhere, unless you have it turned off. And then you should I don't know, I'll have to look and see. It probably, if you go to the main channel page. Maybe it shows recents first. I don't know. But anyway, look for that. Well, you know what? If you want a notice without getting notifications from YouTube, you can go to my website and subscribe to my blog, because that's where it will get posted along with everybody's pictures, and links to this video, the step outs, and everything all in one post. So feel free to do that. That link is in the description section. Find my Linktree link that has links to everything. And then you'll have it. Ton of fun, and it was so amazing, the different takes that everybody had. It's not only in how they did it, some in how they performed some rescue magic, and just really neat. It was so amazing. All right. So I did mention the description section. You'll find links to the step outs in both mine and Teresa's. And then underneath that, you'll see my Linktree link. And that has links to everything for connecting with me if you wish. So I've a link to my website, again, where you can follow the blog. Link to Facebook page. And that one I think is in the icon. So it has like icons up towards the top. You see me, I'm drawing with my hand. That will take you to the Facebook page. You can follow me there. So you'll see when I post classes and things like this, the Daily Tangle and other interesting stuff. Also, a link to our Tangle Addicts community Facebook group. So if you'd like to be part of the conversation and just have a nice, comfortable, safe place to share your work. I don't think I have ever seen anybody like judge anyone. And even when people ask for critique, it's like, it's perfect. Don't ask for critique, because we're not going to critique you. We're going to tell you it's good, because that's what Zentangle is about. Now, if somebody has it's like, I'd really like this to pop more. Do you have suggestions? Of course, we're going to help. It's not like, no, hey, no, it's all good. We're not just like that. But it's such an amazing community of people. Just absolutely amazing. So come and join us if you wish, and if you're on Facebook. Also in that Linktree, I used to have it all in my head because I had it all separately, and so it was in my head more. That's just so funny. But basically, like I said, links to everything, ways to connect with me if you wish. Yeah. I also have the extra links on there to where else, the other places that I post classes. So if you're interested, and you're not on Facebook, because I understand everybody is not on Facebook. So you can, catch me on Eventbrite or meetup.com. I also have a club membership. So it's basically, one price per month and all access. And I register you for everything that we do. And you come enjoy, you get access to the replays and everything. And even when you sign up for any like paid class, you always get invited to both sessions and access to the replays. All right, so I think that's it. If you have any questions, of course, contact me. My information is on the Linktree, or you can leave a comment as well, because I do check them pretty regularly. And now, I would love to hear your thoughts on this, especially I'd love to hear your thoughts if you tried this and said, oh, no, you do try it anyway. I double dog dare ya, and then I want to hear how it went. So, all right. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.